Hello, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the second night of Week 3 of the Mobafire Challenger Series. I am MalphusX. I'm being joined here by EGAD, or Feed. We got 4 games for you guys tonight, and we'll get into those in just a couple of quick seconds here. But Dan, how you doing tonight, brother?
I'm doing good. How are you, dude?
Just fantastic. Excited to be here, excited to be back. Did a little streaming last night. My internet decided to completely ruin my life, and then it decided to play ball. And we're gonna come back. We're gonna cast some games. And it's gonna be great. I'm so excited. I'm excited.
Yeah, and we have a good match to start up for everybody. We have GGLA versus Denial Esports, and we noticed somebody missing already. We're missing Umashi. Unfortunately, he's no longer part of GGLA, so they're summoning Ultimate Zero in the top lane.
Yeah, that's right. Ultimate Zero is going to be coming in. The rest of the roster is going to look pretty similar for both of these sides. Wapachang, Easy Ulim, and Bunny Fufu rounding it out for GGLA. Meanwhile, on the side of Denial, we've got Enox, Scuba Chris, Nubby Pooh Bear, Flappy Bearfish, and Glebe Larbu. GGLA are 2-2 thus far in the Mobafire Challenger Series. Denial 3-1. So that's the records coming into tonight. We'll see where the teams end up on the end of the night. Just to quickly run you guys through the rest of the games we have tonight, we've got Complexity Academy going up against Team Tempest. And it's going to be Complexity Academy finishing out their doubleheader up against TBD. And the final game of the night is going to pit Reality Check versus Complexity.
Yeah, and that's a solid lineup of games coming for you guys, but we're going to head into the picks and bans for this one right now. Leeson, Nidalee, and Elise getting targeted out on the side of GGLA, and then on the side of Denial Esports, Karthus, Nunu, and Twisted Fate with a first pick Thresh for the side of GGLA.
Yeah, the target banding is strong with these sides. You know, GGLA was like, Leeson and Elise, we don't want to see Scuba Chris with those. Enox, we don't want to see him with a Nidalee. We're going to go ahead and ban all that out. And, similar target banding coming out from the other side. Karthus and Twisted Fate, target bans for Easy. And then Nunu he's just that annoying jungler that everybody loves to hate.
Yeah, nobody likes to see him flash and consume and then just strut out of there with his blood boil in the earlier stages of that game. So just pretty annoying to deal with that. While on this side of Denial, we're seeing them hover over Jarvan, and then they were going from Soraka to Sona. I highly doubt they'd pick Soraka. Looks like they might stick with that Sona, or they could go for maybe Lulu or Nami. Nami more of a Glebe Larbu's comfort pick.
Exactly, and we've seen so much of Nami, particularly Nami Vayne. I want to say has been the most common bottom lane combination that you and I particularly have seen in the last week from whatever event we might be casting. So we'll see which AD carry they decide to end up going with on that one. The Thresh, very, very solid support pickup, has the potential to make plays, and hence the first pick. But realistically, Nami has just about every bit as much potential when it comes down to playmaking between her ultimate and them bubbles. It's just really, really strong.
Yeah, and looks like they're going to have Kennen locking in on the side of GGLA while they're trolling us with those Hover or Warwick and Teemo. While they do switch into Vayne, they lock that one in for themselves. Going to see Ullum playing Vayne in the bot lane. We're used to seeing him play Caitlyn, though.
Yeah, it's been a lot more Caitlyn for him lately. But, he's going to... Maybe I wonder if this is... They didn't want to give up Nami Vayne to the side of Denial. I wonder if they looked at that and they said, yeah, they got the Nami. If they get the Vayne, then Tycaler's Blessing plus Silver Bolts, that's 3 auto attacks that end up with a whole lot of damage and haste and the slow and everything else. Maybe they just said, you know what? Thresh Vayne is fine for us.
Yeah, Thresh Vayne is no slouch of a lane in that one. That rhymed. Weird. But now we have a really deadly lane into that one that can scale pretty hard into the late game. You land a Death Sentence into a Condemn, into a wall with a Flay and a box, and then just all sorts of mayhem can happen with that one. But Nami is a pretty good pick in response. Bubble could disengage. You have Ebb and Flow for the healing, Tycaler's Blessing for if you want to harass a little bit in lane, if you have one of the higher ranged AD carries in that aspect. But we'll see what GGLA want to pick up as they do hover over Irelia, and looks like lock in Tristana for Flappy Bearfish.
Yeah, there it is. That's actually one thing that's kind of interesting. I kind of compared the playmaking power of the two supports, but Nami is a little bit more forgiving, right? Because she's also able to throw down a heal, whereas if Thresh wants to do something similar with his W, he has to preemptively shield you. Like he can achieve the same kind of thing, but he has to do it beforehand. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have any sort of inbuilt sustain. So if something goes wrong, he's a lot less capable of helping recover from it.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, we do have... If they pick Shyvana, actually, in the Korean scene, they've been picking Shyvana just a little bit more lately. That'd be pretty interesting to see if Wapachang can take that one into the jungle, or maybe see in a top lane for Ultimate Zero. I'm not too sure what he plays. I don't know much on the background of him, but they switch it out. They're going to look to troll us a little bit more with those picks, and I think they need a mid and top laner right now, which is what they're hovering over, which would be Ahri and Rumbles, so... We'll see where they go with this one. Or, actually, no, they need a jungler, excuse me. They're not missing a mid.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Easy. We've seen him play a lot of Kennen. Easy's been playing a lot of Kennen throughout this tournament.
Yeah.
So there's a Nasus, there's the Rumble, and there's the lock-in.
Cool. So gonna see a jungle Nasus from the side of Wapachang. He went In the tournament that he played in recently this weekend on the GGLA side, he went 6-0 in, I think, like 15 in one of his games on that Nasus and just didn't die and was a complete monster throughout most of those games.
That's I mean, I think you meant to say he was a giant monster dog.
Giant monster dog, okay.
I mean, well, but he's also a librarian. Did that ever make sense to you? Right? Everybody from Riot always referred to him as a dog or called him Susan or all these. But he's a curator of the sand. I guess he's like more of a museum caretaker than a librarian. But like that's a respectable job. Why do people always gotta keep bringing Nasus down? What's up with that?
I don't know. Maybe they just don't like him being much taller than they are. He is like 10 feet tall in that ultimate and dishes out a ton of pain while we're looking for the final pick on the side of Denial. They are missing a mid lane in that one. And have you ever seen Inox play Irelia top lane?
I know that it's one of his comfort picks. I know that it's something he's been playing, ever since forever, but I can't remember the last time I saw him do it. But from what I understand, it's one of his better champions.
Yeah, and it looks like we're going to have a Orianna locked in for that one. And now we have pretty solid team comps coming out from both sides. The side of GGLA has a pretty good initiation with Wither slicing Maelstrom coming out from Cannon. They have the Equalizer if they want to engage or disengage with that one from Rumble. And then always the fun to catch anybody out with a Death Sentence Thresh. Bunny Fufu going to take that one for himself as support. While on the side of Denial, that'd be funny if it locked in with Nami going in top and they couldn't switch. I would probably laugh a lot.
They would deserve it. Yeah, those two would deserve it.
Yeah.
Particularly those two. Yeah, Denial's definitely got some really strong initiation as well. They have the Jarvan Orianna combination. You can throw the ball onto Jarvan and he plays the role of the little parcel service guy and just dives in the middle of the enemy team and hopefully get a good shockwave, pull everybody together so he can cataclysm and hold them all still while Nami throws down the tidal wave and Tristana just freely stands in the back and auto attacks while Irelia tries to dive down the squishiest, nastiest target she can find. So both these sides, they're bringing a lot of punch to the party.
Yeah, and a lot of good engage coming out from the side of Denial as well. You said before, the Cataclysm, we have the Shockwave coming out from Orianna, Tidal Wave, jump in from Tristana, and then Irelia always being that beast. And I wonder, is Inox going to go for Blade of the Rune King first item that I've seen a lot of Irelias do first?
It's going to be interesting. There tends to be... You have to strike the right balance, right? You have to be dealing enough damage with your right clicks, whether that's with the new Wit's End or with a Blade of the Ruin King, which is much more common, or people tend, or even a Trinity Force. Like, sometimes the old gods know the best ways. But sometimes, but a lot of people are just like, no, I'm just gonna go first item Randuin's Omen, and then maybe get a Frozen Heart, and then do a whole bunch of other tanky stuff. And that way, I don't die while I'm diving you down. Just rely on the true damage coming out from my auto attacks.
Interesting with that one. And how do you think Irelia is going to fare against Rumble unless a 2v1's initiated from the side of GGLA?
I'm expecting the 2v1 more than anything. That was kind of... I don't expect GGLA to actually be the ones to initiate it, though. As strange as that sounds, I think that Rumble, this would be an interesting matchup. Like, they do have Vayne, and Vayne, that's like, you tend to see more 2v1s out of that. If they do a 2v1, I would expect them maybe to send the AD carry and support mid. But we still, even with the changes to the jungle, we haven't seen a whole lot of blue side teams sending their AD carry and support to top. I don't know if that's just a holdover from the days when they had the double golem advantage or what the situation is. But it still seems like it's something that's a little bit uncommon. Irelia was one of the first champions that got played a lot in the 2v1 once that meta kind of became popular. Just because last hitting under the tower is relatively straightforward for her. As long as she's very careful, she just blade surges everything and always gets all the last hits, and she is generally tanky enough that she can sustain the harass that's gonna come at her while she's doing so.
Interesting, so the sustain may play a huge factor in that one. And we are getting into the last minute of the delay timer coming in, guys. We're going to run a quick set of ads. We will be right back. I'm EJ to your feed, and joining me is Malphus X for casting Week 3, Day 2 of the Mobafire Challenger Series. So sit tight, relax, and enjoy. Welcome back, everybody. Those are the ads brought to you by iBuyPower, Fatality Gaming Gear, and Razor Academy. Those are the sponsors for the Mobafire Challenger Series. I'm EJ to your feed, and joining me is Malphus X in the loading screen.
Oh yeah, looking at the skins. I always get distracted by skins. I think they look lovely.
Yeah.
Neither side has any sort of color coordination going on, so I'm going to take -5 points from all of their scores. You guys can get back to me at the end of the game, and I'll let you know who had the highest style score at the end of the game based on playmaking, skin usage, and just general coolness.
Is that what the notepad was for?
That's what the notepad was for. Yeah, I told EJ I was gonna do a lot of note taking during the stream, and that's what it's all about right there.
All right, seems good. But now we have GGLA versus Denial Esports coming up for the first game. We are going to be looking at potentially an invade or a just aggressive ward coming out from GGLA as they are walking down that crescent bush towards the red side of Scuba Chris on that Jarvan. The standard is going to actually spot out Ultimate Zero. They're going to ping on the ward that was just dropped by Bunny Fufu on the entrance to the mid lane, while respectively Gleeblarbu dropped a ward of his own.
Yeah, both these sides, once again, just trying to get as much vision as they can. This is one of the reasons why Jarvan is really, really popular in the level 1s, because he can get that free scouting information. He sees the threat coming in, so it's not likely he's going to get caught out by that hook right there. And right there, that flag, I like that. He wants to see if they just toss a ward directly into the camp. So he knows if there's a ward, it's going to be in the brush.
Yeah, and they do drop a ward at his red buff, so could potentially see an early invade from Wapachang, or they could just go to their own red and look to possibly stop an invade that they think could be there. But from the side of Denial, there is no one sitting over there, and I think they're going to start safely with blue for Wapachang, as well as Scuba Chris.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, Jarvan, he can play a little bit flashier with his level 1, because once he hits level 2, he's going to get the Q and he can get back out of a lot of situations. Nasus, not exactly known for his extremely high potency in early level situations.
Yeah, that's for sure. He only has that Spirit Fighter drop down into the ground to AoE clear, and maybe if he wants to level Wither early to chase him down just a little bit. But he's probably going to go for the Siphoning Strike as his second ability to stack that one up as fast as possible in the jungle.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you could always wither a creep, but really that's more about what you're telling that creep that you could do to it rather than what you are actually doing to it. Because it's more like you're threatening him. You're like, oh man, I'm totally gonna do.
You can't wither a creep though.
Then, oh, can you? Is it only champions?
Yeah, it's only champions.
There you go. Can you imagine if you could?
There'd be so many misclicks.
That would be terrible.
That would be terrible, but we are going to keep on going through these lanes. We have Easy on that cannon going up against Nubby Pooh Bear on the Orianna. We're used to seeing him play that Annie and be a major shot playmaker for his team, while the Flay in the bot lane actually going to knock Gleeblarbu back in. Explosive shot in response from Flappy Bearfish, though. A lot of auto attack pressure being applied to Gleeblarbu from Bunny Fufu as the extra auto attack damage comes out. Ignite in the top lane onto Ultimate Zero. Gonna drop down a lot of auto attacks. Inox did get to level 2 beforehand. Going to chase him down. Does use the Q to dash back in. Auto attack comes out, but Ignite is already burnt and forcing him out of lane to try to gain some early pressure and control.
Exactly. It's also going to get the additional attack damage if he has the bonus Ignite Mastery, which I assume that he does. It's all about getting that early lead, getting out ahead of Rumble, and then maintaining that pressure to just control the rest of the lane. Meanwhile, down in the bottom lane, I love the fact that Ulam stepped forward and played so aggressively. Not something you see on a lot of Vaynes, but it was because he knew that his support could out DPS the opposing support once the bubble had been missed. So he knew as long as he engaged 2 1v1s, it'd be a lot better for them than a 2v2.
Yeah, that Death Sentence just barely missing on the side of Gleeblarbu. They would have gone into that one. Wapachang is up top right now. Gonna drop a Wither, drops a Spirit Fire, not gonna trade as much. But Bunny Fufu actually gonna trade with Flappy Bearfish. Bunnyfish, that would have been a pretty interesting name for him instead of Bear, but the trade's just going on up top. Wapachang applying a lot of pressure up there to help out Ultimate Zero, who was forced back fairly early, but no Summoner spells burnt just yet, while Scuba Chris sneaks into the bot lane.
He's gonna see what he can get done here, and oh, he might get a lot done.
Yeah, there is Bunny Fufu trying to get a ward out, but does get slowed by the Tycolor's Blessing. We have Scuba Chris going back in, Condemn from Ulam, but gets exhausted. Now red buff being applied from Scuba Chris. Bubble, not connecting though. Ulam does move up top to dodge that one, and First Blood, gonna go to Denial.
Really, really smart gank there, just getting into that brush, and as soon as Thresh just face checked that, it was big trouble. Here's another trade in top.
Yeah, the Ignite coming out from Ultimate Zero this time, though. Gonna look to get in with the Overheat and the auto attack pressure coming out with the Flame Spitter, and he picks up the kill in the 1v1 against Inox, and pretty good showing for his first time in the MCS, replacing Umashi right now.
Yeah, that's kind of the issue. Rumble hits this like levels 4, particularly level 5 once he gets that 3rd point in Flame Spitter, and then he get a level 6. He gets this like big surge up in power. So that's why you saw Inox go so incredibly aggressively at the very early levels, level 1 and 2. He just tried to push him back out of lane because he knew he was going to need a big lead once he started hitting this phase of the game. even with the lead that he got, it wasn't enough. The only thing that went in his favor was the Flash's burn, but Easy's in trouble.
Yeah, Ignite gets dropped. Auto attacks coming in. Scuba Chris actually going to secure this one with the red buff and the help of the Ignite from Nubby Pooh Bear. So Scuba Chris put on a nice early performance for the side of Denial, but Wappa Chang gonna probably have something to say with that push. Gonna drop a Spirit Fire, clear that one out. Well, Flappy Bearfish getting denied coming in. There's a Lantern from Ullum right now. Gonna try to get a condemn into the wall. Does get it with the third proc from Silver Bolts. Forces the barrier out. Gonna auto attack again, but a heal coming in with Ebb and Flow from Glebe Glabru. Does get the bubble coming out. Exhaust in response from Bunny Fufu. They're gonna look to make a double kill out of this one. One more hit. Silver Bolts procs with the auto attack. Picks up that kill. Double kill for bot lane, and you never want to see a Vayne fed.
Yeah, this Vayne, yeah. That's problematic. Like, Tristana has such a good laning phase when it comes down to it. Like, she has so much spell damage early on. She can do so much good work. You really hope that she's going to be able to shut down that Vayne early on. If she doesn't successfully do so, that's a completed Bilgewater Cutlass. That might be a little bit terrifying.
That is going to be terrible. When she picks up the Blade of the Rune King, there is nothing that can stop that. That Demon Hunter, is she? I don't know what her lore is.
She's
Shadow Hunter? Mercenary? I don't know what she is anymore.
She's all about fighting evil, I know that.
The evil fighter, but we have another trade up top for Inox and Mega Zero. Inox is going to try to back out of this one, but Overheater Ultimate Zero does have an answer with Wappa Chang coming in. Exhaust is going to be dropped on top of that one. Does have Flash from the side of Inox. Probably going to look to get out of that or turn it. Scuba Chris is up there right now. Does not look to go in, but there might be some camping from both junglers up top to help out their top laners.
Sorry, I've just been thinking about this. As far as I'm concerned, Vayne is basically the female version of Batman. Think about it. It's all about the gadgets, right? And Night Hunter and all this stuff. But here's the trade down the bottom.
Speaking of gadget, that Lantern was really good coming out from Bunny Fufu. Dragon Ullum in right now, but there is a lot of pressure being applied by Gleeblarber's Tidecaller's Blessing. And there's the Ebb and Flow to heal them both up. Flay gonna knock them back. Third hit from Silver Bolts comes out on top of Flappy Bearfish. They're looking to try to turn this one around, but that trade is still even for both sides, even with the Bilgewater Cutlass on Vayne right now. And let's take a look at CS really quick. We have the help of Wappa Chang getting Ultimate Zero with about a 4 CS lead. Junglers, we have Wappa Chang leading it with about 9. In the mid lane, Nubby Pooh Bear coming out on top with that Orianna. And in bot lane, Flappy Bearfish, even though there's a lot of pressure on him, there's a 7 CS lead for him.
Yeah, he's been doing really well in the early levels as far as getting CS, rather. Ullum had to switch targets multiple times in that fight, and because of that, he never really got off a Silverbolt proc. Both Flappy Bearfish and Glebe Glarbu had 2 Silverbolt procs on them when he traded targets, and Inox is in so much trouble.
As soon as that equalizer was up, did drop it, did force the flash out of Inox right there at about 200 HP. They look to disengage with that one, even with the help of Wappa Chang while in the bot lane. Tidecaller's Blessing with the auto attack range from Tristana. Gonna get Bunny Fufu pretty low. Lantern comes out though. Looks like they might look to go back with this one, and how much gold does Vayne have right now? 400. Not gonna be able to get too much out of that one.
Yeah, that's just I don't have any HP base, but here's a Scuba Chris trying to apply some pressure on Ultimate Zero.
He's probably gonna dunk him. There it is. The Cataclysm comes out, but Ignite in response. Oh my god, the overheated damage with the auto attack is a lot of damage coming out, but Scuba Chris gets out of the Cataclysm, traps Rumble in there, pokes him down with that Q, and secures the kill for himself.
Really, really nicely played there. Turns out when you're overheated and have to right-click, you actually have to be in range in order to do so. You don't very often see a Jarvan drop the ultimate and then flash out of it, but that was what the situation called for there, and Scuba Chris came away with the kill.
That was a really good job by him. Knew that his level 6 threshold was strong. Almost dying, though, to the Ignite and the auto attacks from the overheated Rumble. But he gets a kill either way, and is 3-0 currently. Look at his build. Double Doran's Blade with a Ruby Crystal and a Spirit Stone.
That's a lot of HP. It's like the double Doran's Blade combined with a Ruby Crystal. He's going for the Spirit of the Ancient Golem, and then combine that with double Doran's Blade. That's so much HP.
That was actually really crazy. Oh, Descendants goes on a Flappy Bearfish, trying to stop the back from Glebe Glabru. Gonna apply a lot of pressure right there. Force the barrier out. Condemn comes in. Lantern eats that tower shot for him. And now they just are gonna look to push this lane and deny Glebe Glabru any XP from that one. He is still level 5 at this point. Gonna try to catch up to his opposing support, which is level 6 Bunny Fufu with the box.
Yeah, and that's you can't feel too bad about that one. They were thinking about, hey, maybe we could catch Glebe Glabru out. He's pretty squishy. Maybe we could get this kill. But you know what? Getting the barrier out of Tristana and chunking her for over half her health, it's you'll take that any day of the week.
Yeah.
If they can maintain the pressure and keep her from just lifestealing back up with that Vamp Scepter and I'm assuming lifesteal Quince, they'll be just a-okay.
Yep, and we do have the 2v2 still going on in bot lane. We saw Scuba Chris just showing his presence in mid, maybe looking to get a play going there. Nubby Pooh Bear did get the blue buff from that one, and I'm surprised we haven't seen any early dragons coming up from Wappa Chang on that Nasus right now. Usually when he hits level 6, we see him just rush towards it and try to solo it, because there's no wards from either side there.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of predicated on Bunny Fufu getting out of the lane long enough to go ping ward it so that he can feel confident in going to do so. But they just don't feel like they have enough map pressure to get him to safely go and do that. Yeah, it's, that's kind of Nasus's bread and butter. We've come to expect that more than anything else. I wonder if it's maybe a little bit too predictable, and that's why teams are a little afraid to try to go for it.
Yeah, maybe, but we do have a little bit of a lull right now after those pretty quick succession of kills for Scuba Chris. He does have all the kills for his team, while on the side of GGLA we have 2 kills for Alum on that Vayne, which is always a scary threat, and then 1 kill for the first item Haunting Guys Ultimate Zero on Rumble.
This is that's kind of scary. That's a little bit scary there. Just so much magic penetration helping out so much. As you can see, he just steps forward there, gets some Flame Spitter damage down. Inox has to just back away, uses the Blade Surge to get back in so that he doesn't have to miss too much CS. But as long as you take a melee champion into Rumble, if you don't feel like you can confidently go in for the all-in, this is kind of what the lane turns into.
Damn, there was so much damage coming out from the Flame Spitter and the auto attack while it was overheated. That Haunted Guys is going to put in work to the only No Magic Mantle and Double Thorns Blade of Inox's Irelia.
So yeah, it's a rough lane. It's a rough lane up there. So if the lane turns into an island, I feel like it'll go in favor of Ultimate Zero until Inox is able to get some more magic resistance, or maybe even like a little bit of attack speed might even be in order, just so he can get additional damage down once he has the high 10 style on. So we'll see if they do decide to turn that into an island. That sometimes top lane just becomes that, the 1v1 forever, especially when it started off with a 2v2 down in the bottom lane. That's more often than not when you're going to see that situation. And the teams, how much pressure can they apply across the map?
Yeah, well, up top, they're actually going in, all in right now. There is the Harpoons comes out, the Equalizer gets dropped, auto attacks coming in, and Ultimate Zero will take that one as he ate a tower shot during that. But Scuba Chris gonna make some pressure at the bot lane, forces the flash out with the Cataclysm. Did not choose to keep pursuing Bunny Fufu right there with the help of Flappy Bearfish and Gleep Barbu. But now a Summoner Spell is down, and Scuba Chris is making his rounds through Wapachang's jungle. And Nabe Pooper actually is trying to meet him there. But
yeah, he wants to. Easy. Oh, he's thinking about it. He's juking. He knows.
He knows.
He knows.
Yeah. Directed cameras on, so I can't really scroll to them. Sorry about that, guys. But now we're gonna look at Bunny Fufu. Gonna miss that Death Sentence. Not gonna come in. I think they were just scouting out for Wapachang's red buff. So they actually are looping back around. So let me see if I can get on them with that one. They are looping back around and are
Comes the lantern.
Gonna look to make the play. Here it is. The box gets dropped. The bubble does connect with Ullum right now. Gleep Glover gonna get a nice one with that. Shockwave actually connects with the distance onto Ullum, forcing the barrier out. Super Kiss comes in. Flash ultimate coming from Tristana will pick up the kill, and they are gonna get Ullum for that, and maybe motion towards Dragon as Irelia did rotate to mid.
Buster shot, getting the Buster pop on the Vayne. Flappy Bearfish picking up that kill with the ultimate. That's always a nerve-wracking spell to use for a kill, right?
Yeah.
Because on the off chance that that guy lives with like 10 HP, your entire team is just going to be sitting there looking at you like, really? Really? You felt that was necessary? You couldn't just right-click him? Really?
Yeah, and that was a really good kill coming out from the side of Denial. They walked all the way around the Golem side. They knew that Triverse was warded, and just made complete advantage of that. But even with that, the gold is still even, and we haven't seen a turret fall yet 13 minutes into this game. We're used to seeing early turrets like maybe 6 to 7 minutes.
Yeah, this has been a much more passive situation. There's been a lot more farming going on. Both sides do have a hyper carry, so I wonder if both sides are just more confident in their AD carry's ability to outplay that situation.
And speaking of situation, we have one revolving up top. Inox is getting attacked by that overheated rumble right now. The Harpoons and the Flame Spitter come out. Equalizer gets dropped, force the flash out. Is he gonna look to dive? No. As Scuba Chris is coming from the back, wouldn't that be Pooper? It looks like Ultimate Zero is just gonna all in right now. The Flame Spitter and the hit 10 style with the Equilibrium Strike to make it a 1-for-1, and no one else getting any assist goal with that, while we see Wapachang capitalizing on this dragon.
Really, really smart play there. Just absolutely, I mean, he knew he wasn't going to be able to get away from Jarvan, had to try to make something for it. He'd already burned Irelia's flash, so burning his own flash to try to get the kill wasn't that big of a sacrifice. Just good heads-up play there by Ultimate Zero, and he was successfully able to pull it away while drawing enough attention to the top lane that his team was able to secure the first dragon of the game.
Yeah, and now blue buff did get stolen away by Scuba Chris. They realized that Wapachang was over there because it was pink. There was no pink from Bunny Fufu at that time, so did capitalize somewhat, but they lose the objective and about a 1,000 gold lead for the side of GGLA.
All right, so I mean, realistically, when it comes down to it, that dragon is the entirety of the gold lead, essentially. I mean, you get 975 gold for killing a dragon, and that's just about where we are in the gold lead right now. This game is as square as it's going to be at 14.5 minutes. Plants!
Death Sentence connects, Condemn into the wall. Final Hour gets activated. Tidal Wave comes out with the exhaust, but the bubble does connect, and Flappy Bearfish can capitalize on this one. Jumps onto him, but the invisible tumble coming out. Flappy Bearfish has no mana right now. The shot did come out, did pick up the kill, and he's chasing down Bunny Fufu right now. He does have Super Chris collapsing into this one. The EQ did not come out. Cataclysm comes out though. Death Sentence coming in. Wapachang coming from the side, but it's not enough. Flappy Bearfish gets the double kill for himself and is on a killing spree. So going from 0-1 to 3-1 in no time. Well, Ultimate Zero and Inox are trading up top right now. Overheat comes out. There's a lot of damage from that Flame Spitter. Did just hit level 11, and now we have a defense on this bot lane with the Siege coming out from Denial.
This is gonna be very
Shockwave!
Shockwave!
There's a Slicing Maelstrom in response. It does not connect with anybody besides Flappy Bearfish right now, trying to take him down. Drops an Ignite. Nubby Pooh Bear gonna tank that tower, and that is gonna fall down. That cannon cannot hold the turret. Oh, they're gonna actually dive on this one. There's the distance, there's the Ignite, and there's the kill. Nubby Pooh Bear takes that one for himself. Tower's gonna fall, and good play from Denial to capitalize on that one, and kind of just saw GGLA get picked apart right there, one by one.
Yeah, they just didn't respect the amount of damage that could come out from this side that quickly. I mean, just throw the ball on Scuba Chris. I mean, you look at how much HP he has. It's the same build that he had, apart from adding on boots, except for a while. He's got 1,800 gold in the inventory right now. He is so incredibly strong. He bought so much flat HP early on that if he gets the bonus armor and magic resist from having the ball on him, that's just so much defensive capability. He's already not particularly concerned about towers. So dive with Orianna there to burst down a squishy target like Kennen, who has a first item Abyssal Scepter. He's not going to be too worried about that. Not at all.
No. And speaking of items, we have the Athenes and Holy Grail finished for the side of Nubby Pooh Bear. Wits and first item for Inox, just picking that one up on his first back. Not his first back, but on one of his many backs to base. We do have a Spirit of the Ancient Gold with double null magic mantle. Going to be building into a Runic Bulwark for the side of Scuba Chris on Denial. Infinity's Edge finished at about 16 minutes into this game for Flappy Bearfish. And then the typical Sightstone into Ruby Sightstone for the support being Gleek Blarbu. And on the side of GGLA, we have the Abyssal Scepter, like you mentioned before. Speed of the Ancient Golem into Runic Bulwark. Standard for Wapachang on that Nasus. Vayne with the Blade of the Rune King, Berserker Greaves, and then the Leandris Torment. Gonna be rushed for Ultimate Zero on Rumble with the Ruby Sightstone for Bunny Fufu.
Yeah, the only thing that's really standing out to me right now is that Denial's, top laner and AD carry, they seem to have something against wearing any sorts of shoes. Inox has indeed not bought any boots, but Easy's getting jumped on in mid lane.
Cataclysm, Shockwave combination coming in, Dissonance, and a Command Attack will pick up that kill for Nubby Pooh Bear. Good presence from Scuba Chris after a nice pink ward was dropped by Nubby Pooh Bear to help them get that kill, and now the tier 1 in mid is being pressured while Flappy Bearfish with a red buff is pressuring down bot. Ooh, there's the rapid fire. I thought they were gonna go in with that.
I just realized that they're using oh, actually, Ulam going in for another trade.
Yeah, Final Hour flashes the Tidal Wave. There is the barrier and the Lancer coming in. They're going to actually pick up this kill. Bunny Fufu gets that one for himself as they are chasing. The red buff was applied to Nami right there. Going to keep chasing Gleek Blubber. One more auto attack, and the third proc from Silver Bolt will pick up the kill. Tumble, one more. There it is. The Silver Bolt proc fell off, so just had to chase it a little bit further. While Scuba Chris is heading down bot. Also, Zero was forced back up top in a pretty easy trade. There's a flash EQ coming in from Scuba Chris. Condemned to knock him back. Kiting for his life. Red buff is going to try to help him out with that one. Didn't notice Thresher's coming back. Drops the lantern, pulls him away, and that skill is balanced.
Yeah, it turns out that when all you buy is a whole bunch of early HP, like that much HP, that Vayne Silver Bolts deal a lot of damage early on. Like a lot of damage early on. So that's why, I mean, as soon as you saw that third, he just got kind of chunked down and recognized, you know what, she's sort of life-stealing about as much as I'm hurting her. I don't have my ultimate available. I don't think I can actually take this fight. And once Thresh comes in to pull her out, I don't have a way to chase her. So nicely done there, Ulam, picking up that kill and getting away.
Yep, and now that puts Ulam at 4-2, opposed to Flappy Bearfish to 4-2. These 80 carries looking good at this point. Both of them are still fairly even on farm, only about a 4 differential. But the turn advantage is heavily in favor of Denial with a dragon for GGLA.
Exactly, and that next dragon, I'm gonna turn my chat back on and I'm gonna check it out so we can have a little bit of timing action here when the next dragon's gonna come back up. We're gonna be seeing it come back up at 1946, so just over 30 seconds left. There's about 45 seconds or so before the next dragon's gonna be spawning up. So you can expect teams to group up and start heading down towards that side. It was very, very late when we actually saw the first move towards a dragon, but I kind of expect these teams to be pretty much on point with the respawns from here on out.
Yeah, and you know, that's a third pink ward that was dropped into that bush from both sides. So they really want to control that entrance to the mid lane. That's really interesting. I've never really seen much contestation or like fighting over that one spot for control of vision.
Certainly not that much of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, the ward war is continuing on all over the map. Pink ward's now going down into the dragon area. They're trying to clear this out. They know the respawn's coming up, and here comes everybody's favorite scaly lizard.
Death Sentence, though, comes out from Bunny Fufu. They know they're going for it on the side of Denial, so GGLA is going to look to collapse on that one, forces them back out. And Denial, a little bit hesitant on that one, maybe looking to pick up a kill or two with that one. And they force the flash out of Bunny Fufu. There is the command protect, looking to get a bubble on Bunny Fufu, as well as final hour coming out from Ullum. He's trying to kite as much as possible, forces Nubby Pooper out of that one, does tumble back towards Scuba Chris, gonna condemn him into the wall. Auto attack comes out, but the ebb and flow followed him all the way through. Shockwave comes out from Oriana and Nubby Pooper, going to try to get him down, but Flappy Bearfish does get the barrier. The Ignite picks him up. Kennen gets that kill. Bunny Fufu picks up the kill on Nubby Pooper, while Ullum is still alive in the back, picks off the Blubber right there. Nubby Pooper, they picked up a kill on Thresh for himself. They're flashed it in. Wither comes in. The Shuriken does not connect for easy. He's looking to chase away. Scuba Chris picks up the kill with the auto attacks. Inox taking down the top turret, and now tier 1 in bot is going to go down for the first turret for GGLA.
That went so well for GGLA only because it was a 4v5. If Irelia had rotated down the same time Rumble did... wait, Rumble wasn't there. Hang on, what am I saying? Sorry, I got confused there. I couldn't find Rumble on the map, so I was like, oh, he came down for the fight. Either way, that went really, really well. Ullum was able to really maneuver around the fight very, very cleanly, right? It looked like he was going to get kind of caught out. Then Jarvan went with the ultimate onto Thresh. They committed really, really hard into Thresh. Ullum was able to just kind of stand there and hit Jarvan for a while. And then when the fight came to him, he was able to rotate around it. But here's those two top laners trading 1v1 in the top. Yeah,
the fight actually did come to each of them right now. Inox forced the flash away. There's the equalizer through the wall. That was really well placed coming out from Ultimate Zero, taking down Inox with the flash and ignite of his own. Both their summoners burnt at the exact same time. And really well played by Ultimate Zero. This is a pretty strong showing from him for his first time here.
Yeah, he's no fear. You know, Inox has been one of the stronger top laners in the challenger scene for a while now. But Ultimate Zero is just stepping up and laying it down.
Yeah, that was really dominating performance from him. He knows he has a lot of magic penetration with those Sork Shoes and Leandri's Torment. Going to be able to penetrate through that Wit's End a lot faster, as it is dependent on stacks. Does give what is it, 20 MR? It's fully stacked up. Is it 4 for 5 hits, or is it 5 for 4 hits?
I want to say it's 5 for 4 hits.
Okay, so
it's 5 for 5 hits actually.
Oh, 25 MR. Okay.
25 max. Do you feel like he's missing a little bit of extra HP though?
Yes.
I mean, is the 2 Doran's Blades not enough?
Yeah, he definitely needs to start building a little bit tankier now, as he does pick up Merc Treads, so does finish off his boots, gonna get a little bit of extra MR. We'll see if that affects the next trade if they do end up fighting up there between Ultimate Zero and Inox. While Inox picked up a needlessly large rod.
That's... wow. You typically see Rumbles go for a little bit tankier of a build. He's just going straight in for the Zanyas. I mean, that makes sense. It's a solid second item. He's already got a lot of damage coming up from the Leandris, as he has a way to already apply a Moose Slow, both with his ultimate and with his E. So he tends to get the bonus damage on that more often than not. So that's a very, very powerful Rumble for the 22-minute mark.
Yeah, and if you just noticed, as I just noticed, there's a Null Magic Mantle missing from the side of Scuba Chris. He did sell it to buy a Ruby Crystal.
Wow, so, that's... I mean, I understand what he was going for with that. He's up against a double AP composition. He wants a Bulwark anyway, so why not prioritize the magic resist? And then he kind of realized, I guess I still need more HP, because it turns out I actually have to fight the Vayne too sometimes.
Yeah, and I guess that's still going to build into his Aegis and slow his Bulwark down a little bit, but why not sell a Doran's Blade?
Yeah, that's something that you're eventually going to sell anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Wapachang has his Bulwark finished already, so gonna be a lot further ahead of Scuba Chris at this point, while that Abyssal Scepter with a Needlessly Large Rod on Kennen, and a Athene's Holy Grail with a Needlessly Large Rod on Nubby Pooh Bear. So we're getting into those really spike-heavy builds coming out from both sides, and they're heading over towards Baron. They're gonna ward this one up for themselves, or actually look to do it. Nope, that was actually the standard coming out from Jarvan, gonna aggro onto them and scare them away.
The interesting thing about this is that Jarvan is about 500 gold ahead of Nasus right now, but because he put so much investment in those 2 early Doran's Blades, he's also completed his boots to give him a little bit of extra mobility as well to get around the map, that he is behind in the auras for his team. I mean, there's a full bulwark done, and there's not even an Aegis on Jarvan. Granted, he's got, you know, about 1,300 gold in the inventory. He could probably pick it up relatively soon here. But this is very interesting.
That looked so funny when he pulled Rumble with it. His cannonball and his arm went up. He's like just riding a ride. That tier 1 turret in the mid lane does fall though. Ulam looking to trade with Flappy Bearfish right now. A lot of damage coming out. They're actually going in hard on this one. Condemns him back, and the ultimate coming out from Flappy Bearfish picks up that kill. And barrier wasn't even popped from Ulam. Wow. Okay, so we saw who won that trade.
Yeah, that's Flappy Bearfish's second Buster Shot kill on Ulam this game. That's I'm pretty impressed. That's a really risky skill to try to use for last hitting. I don't know if he just wanted to go for the disengage. Ulam had the same idea at the same time. He condemned him back right when the Buster Shot came out. But that's I like that.
That was IE versus Blade of the Rune King right there, and IE came out ahead. I guess the RNG was in favor of Flappy Bearfish. That was a hefty amount of crits coming out. And also Rapid Shot, or Rapid Fire, I think the key ability is called, from Tristana, giving him the extra attack speed. We can see how many points he does.
Oh yeah, he maxed it.
Oh,
it's
wow.
already maxed. He's at 90% bonus attack speed when he pops that up.
Okay, so pretty cool coming out from there. And now we have everybody floating around that Baron pit. Oracle's already picked up for Glee Guaru. Well, not already. It's 25 minutes in. We usually see it at the like 17 to 20 minute point. So gonna look to clear out and control most of the jungle for himself, as well as the objectives being that Baron and Dragon.
Oh man, the Oracles. Time to sweep it out. This is the phase of the game that either gets really exciting or a little bit stagnant, right?
Yeah.
As both supports start focusing on map control and the map gets swept away again and again, vision gets put down and picked up. It can lead to some stagnant gameplay, or it can end up leading to teams, you know, baiting out really solid fights and taking control of the game.
Yep, and taking control, Glee Guaru is at this point, has that Oracles, and you see only 3 to 4, actually 4 wards up for the side of GGLA, while Denial has about 5 up at this point, and some are pink, and Glee Guaru is making his money back for sure with how much he's been clearing out.
Yeah, the Dragon's going to be coming up in about another 45 seconds or so. So there's going to be a fair amount of attention paid to this bottom side of the map, making sure that they clear out as much vision as possible. You see sneaky little wards like getting tucked into the back of the Dragon Cove just to make sure that somebody can actually see it. And both teams going to be grouping up for this one. Do you think we'll see another full-on 5v5 fight?
I would like to.
Our first full-on 5v5 fight?
I would love to see a full-on 5v5 fight between these teams at this point. The gold advantage is in favor of GGLA at this point, but I think Denial can cinch it with a good Cataclysm Shockwave. We'll see what comes out of that. But Oracles gets popped for Bunny Fufu at this point, looking to control this pit. They do ping that the ward is over there. They're going to take that one out and now have control of the Dragon Pit.
And it's a good thing they had Baron warded as well. They see Irelia coming back up there, so they know if they just go in for this one that they're going to have the advantage. They'll also know if Denial try to go for the Baron in response to their Dragon attempt. So that's why they're kind of repositioning themselves towards the center of the map. They want to make sure that nobody tries any sort of sneaky rush Baron tactics.
Yeah, Nasus is known for doing that one, especially with Nunu, but Nunu got banned out, so not even going to be in this game or mentioned. So we're going to see Denial heading over to that mid lane. I thought they were going to go shorter Dragon, but just gives it up to GGLA, and GGLA get their second Dragon of this game.
Yeah, it's going to go ahead and clean that one back up, and Bunny Fufu can go Wapachang and ride, help him take out these raids as quickly as possible. The Oracle has faded now on Glebe Glarbu, so they just have the Vision ward. Scuba Chris walked through one ward to place a pink ward down in another brush, and now he's maybe going to try to go on. Nah, he just
I thought he was going to go in.
Down.
I thought he was just going to flat up dive him. Descendants not going to connect. Tower does fall. 4 turrets to 2 in favor of Denial at this point. We might see Denial look to chase this one. Everybody from the side, and not Denial, we're going to see GGLA look to chase this one, as everybody from Denial are looking to disengage and back up. We might see GGLA give up, and they're just going to rotate towards Baron. You know what would be funny? If Thresh's Lantern, every time he clicked it, it played Take You For A Ride from Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Maybe that'll be in a future iteration of
a
that
mod
skin.
pack.
Yeah. Or maybe the next mythic skin update will be some sort of super nasty Thresh.
Marvel Thresh.
Marvel Thresh, yeah.
Alright, looking at GGLA now, we have all 5 members looking to push into this tier 2 in mid lane for losing their tier 2 up top. Might try to counteract that objective. The jump is now down though for Flappy Bearfish. He just used it to get over that wall. We see Easy going in, trying to take advantage of that one. Does get knocked away, and a perfect shockwave with the 3-man Cataclysm. Easy does Zonia, so does Ultimate Zero, but he picks up the kill on Flappy Bearfish. He could not get away. Ulam chasing down anybody that he can to get all the damage. Does get exhausted. Does use Blade of the Rune King though. Mobafire gonna try to disengage, and Inox looking to come back in. Does get Tidecollar's Blessing, does get the Equilibrium Strike to pick up the kill onto Easy though. Now Dissonance not connecting. Bunny Fufu gonna miss that one. Mobafire gonna clear out that wave as fast as possible, and Mobafire does put the Tidecollar's Blessing on himself. Bubble not connecting. Equilibrium Strike, Command Protect. Inox picking up that kill. Wither doesn't slow him down, as Wapachang and Ulam are the only people that survive that trade for a 3-for-1.
You know, it's very interesting the role that Irelia is going to end up playing. Typically, she's like the anti-carry, dive the backline, stuff like that. But at this point, what she ended up doing was she took over the role of the carry once Tristana had gone down. Once enough cooldowns had been spent and everything else, they were able to just start putting the Command Protect on her, give her the dissonance to give her the speed, give her the Tidecaller's Blessing to give the extra speed, and to put a slow on her in addition to the fade she has. And she just ran people down and picked up the kill with lots and lots of front-loaded burst damage. Really, really potent play by Inox once Flappy Bearfish had been taken off the field.
Yeah, and a great combination of the ultis. We saw the wombo combo come out. We saw the 3-man Shockwave, 3-man Cataclysm, and 3-man Tidal Wave coming in. So really good plays, reminiscent of the TBD complexity game. So we're gonna.
I felt a little bad for Nubby Pooh Bear though, because Easy tried to like run up to Flappy Bearfish and pop the slicing Maelstrom, and Flappy Bearfish is just like, Buster Shot, get away from me. And he ulted him right on top of Nubby Pooh Bear, and he's like, what am I supposed to do with this? It's like a rat that has lightning coming out of it. Why would you do this to me?
Oh, speaking of doing something, there is the Harpoon coming out, not going to connect. Wither connects though, the last one connects. Equalizer comes out. Scuba Chris is there though, going to get a 2-man knockup. Inox looking to turn this one. Lancer coming in, going to give him a little bit of shield and possibly pull Wapachang out of this one. There it is, grabs it, takes him for a ride, and now we see them wave clearing up top and not capitalizing on a kill that they could have picked up, but a good defense from Scuba Chris keeps him alive.
That was if Ultimate Zero didn't have the Zanyas there, he would have gone down. That was a really, really aggressive play. And he did have to put that on cooldown, unfortunately. So we're going to see the entire side of Denial Esports is going to be up with full health. They may look to try to force something out, knowing that Rumble, you know, for the next, I don't know how long he's got. Let's see on the Ultimate. How long does he have on the Ultimate? He's got 35 seconds left on the Ultimate. The Zanya is going to be a little bit longer than that. So they may even try to go for a really aggressive fight when they know that one of the major components of Rumble's survivability is on cooldown.
Interesting. So we'll see if they try to capitalize on that one. It is one of the shorter ultimate cooldowns, being that 78 seconds. And I don't think there's much time to capitalize on that, as it is going to be off cooldown by the next time that they fight, looking like it. And now we do have everybody ultimate for everybody up, and going to look to possibly fight another 5v5. And the gold lead is only 500 gold at this point for the side of the GGLA, and they're still down 3 turrets. So they're farming like monsters.
Yeah, I mean, that's doing really, really well for them, but they do need to start taking those towers down. They need to answer back the map control.
Yeah, for sure. And, bless you, we do have everybody grouping up over here. Wapachang coming in, and now they're just, I think they're just jockeying for position in this mid lane, or looking to catch anybody out that they can, while the buffs are going to be given away to everybody respectively, with double buff on Ulam, and blue buff is going to go to Nubby Pooh Bear. So, just a lull in the action at this point.
They're both kind of waiting for their AD carries to hit critical mass. They both picked up hyper carries in Tristana and Vayne. Vayne at this point, Blade of the Ruin King, Phantom Dancer with the Last Whisper, and has now picked up the QSS. That could prove to be pretty essential. Maybe if she gets bubbled, I'm thinking that's probably going to be the most likely target to try to get away from that, or maybe just like a chain slow that's going on from Tidecaller's Blessing with the Phage on the Irelia who can chase her down. Either way, this is it's still very, very scary timing. Tristana has not picked up the Last Whisper, so I feel like Denial will be able to put out more damage in teamfights, just because I think Infinity Edge out damages Blade of the Ruin King when you combine it with a 90% attack speed buff that Tristana gets from her Q. So we'll see if Denial try to use that in their advantage.
Yeah, and we will look at that while Quicksilver Sash was picked up for the side of GGLA on Ulam. He will look to try to cleanse away Exhaust and Bubble, and that's it. Maybe the slow from Dissonance
and the Ignite from Irelia, maybe.
Okay, so there's four concurrent threats that could be cleansed off with that QSS.
I have a feeling your first instinct, though, the Exhaust, that's probably the one that's shutting him down the most. There's nothing more frustrating as a Vayne when you're like, okay, I'm popping my ultimate now, it's time to go crazy on people. It's like, Exhaust, I don't have to wait 3 seconds, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, well, they do get a little bit of zoning coming out from there, and are they heading towards Dragon? Yeah, they have control of the Baron Pit. Gonna look to get towards Dragon, have maybe Vayne solo it. Nope, just all grouping back mid again. This is very slow game, and now the gold lead has crept ahead in favor of Denial. And they might go in.
They're down on Inox. Yeah, he's thinking about it, but you don't really want to hook either Jarvan or Irelia. Bunny Fufu wisely backing away from that one, but both teams still posturing like they want to try to get a pick.
Yeah, and when that Death Sentence connects, we can be sure to see everybody react to that one. The Death Sentence not coming in. Cops looking to roam around my street, so hold on.
I was like, wait, Cop isn't in this game. Standard going down, Jarvan thinking about jumping forward there and getting initiation down. Will not do so. GGLA, both sides content to just play this out Aram style. I want to say that Denial have the better Aram composition just because they have Orianna and Tristana. But what do you think has the better Aram right now?
Looks like Easy going in, Exhaust coming in. Bunny Fufu getting taken fairly low right now. The even flow coming in, but Ulam tumbles out of that one. Shockwave hitting 3 members, gonna take down Bunny Fufu. Ulam is trying to get anybody that he can. Easy gets completely destroyed right there. Ulam versus 3, pops the barrier, takes down 1, looking to take Scuba Chris with him. He does and flashes away. Wappa Chang is the sole survivor with ultimate 0, and a nice play from Inox coming in. Does use that Equilibrium Strike into a dash. Does pick up a triple kill. Inox gonna get that one, and they turn it into a 4 for 2 in favor of Denial. And now we have Ulam looking to push bot lane by himself with Flappy Bearfish and Glee Glover gonna push that mid lane for the inhibitor turret. 30 seconds left on respawn timers. Can they take it?
Ulam is doing so well. I mean, that push could have easily cost him an inhibitor. As it is, it's still definitely going to cost him the inhibitor tower. We'll see if he can get back out. Nope, Inox way too fast.
Oh, that condemn was phenomenal. There's a crit coming in with the True Silver Bolts, and he takes him down in the 1v1. Oh my god, Inox was getting a little bit outplayed there, and Ulam playing that phenomenally, takes him out, but they lose the inhibitor in the mid lane, and now it looks like they will take the inhibitor turret in bot lane if he does do enough damage. He does get it, is going to tumble away, and we might see Scuba Chris look to chase him with those home guard boots. He is coming for Vayne right now. She's going to look to try to back in that brush. No, she's going to... Her team's telling her to run. They're telling her to run just like Forrest Gump.
That was incredible. I mean, he took what looked to be such a terrifying situation. There was probably like one position he could have tumbled to that would have gotten Irelia like behind him after the Blade Surge, that he would have been able to actually condemn him into the wall, like, and still maintain him, like, still keep himself close enough to the wall. I'm doing a really great job explaining this, so I'm hoping you guys are enjoying it. Basically, he had one spot he could tumble to where Irelia's position after the Blade Surge would be behind him, but also close enough to the wall to get the stun. He played that out absolutely perfectly, was able to take a losing fight and at least trade the towers back. They did fall down the extra inhibitor, but they're trying to take down the Baron. And
they're just going to disengage from this one completely. A 3-man knockup coming in from Scuba Chris. Gets flayed though. Ulam is there. Gonna condemn him to the wall. Picks up the kill. Final hour gets activated. Chasing down Flappy Bearfish. Gets the last auto attack. Does crit. Does take him down. Double kill for Ulam after that. Now we have 3 members collapsing from Denial. Shockwave is not up. It was just used. Baron's going to go in their favor. Nuppy Pooper getting caught out. Crit from Ulam. Looks to help Ultimate Zero pick up that kill. Gonna look to disengage. Inox and Gleeblabru going to run away with that. While, man, now a Baron up GGLA after that lull in the action have a 3,000 gold lead.
What a crazy turn of events. I mean, they just played that so well. They lost a fight. They were able to go even on the towers. They lost the extra inhibitor, but then they just rushed in on the Baron. They were able to catch people out of position, pick up 3 kills for 1. They take down the jungler, the mid laner, and the AD carry for just their support. It's not only 3 kills for 1. It's the quality of those 3 kills, right? It's just Inox and Gleep Glarbu left on the map right now. Fortunately, for the side of Denial, those 2 are enough to take the only available global objective on the map, which is the Dragon, to be able to get this and get back out before anybody can catch up to them in time. Yeah, Ulam's not going to get there in time. No. So, I mean, that worked out, you know, pretty nicely for them. The Dragon was up, and that GGLA backed away and had to go back to base and didn't want to try to take that down. But still, that definitely went in GGLA's favor. But you got to watch out. The Hunter in the Night, now the one being hunted.
Yep, Inox going to come in. We might see a final hour, and he might try to take someone with him. He's got red buff to kite. He's got Baron buff as well for the extra AD. Gonna get bubbled. Does use that quick silver sash to back away. Gonna tumble. Gets exhausted. Cannot get away from that. The Lantern's there. He picks up the kill. Oh my god, he's just 2v1 right now. Goes with the auto attack to chase down Gleeglarbu. Nope, just gonna let him get away. He's sending a message, letting Gleeglarbu run to all of his family and tell him that he just barely died. Inox, not so lucky though, and gets taken down.
That was just absolutely incredible. I love Nox. He waited until one of the creeps got low enough that he could kill it with Blade Surge. That way he could actually stun Vayne while still being at full health. and then use the Blade Surge after that for additional damage, but it still just wasn't enough. Like, he just didn't bring enough damage. The QSS, as soon as he got stunned up, he was able to kite back, he was able to tumble around. Nami wasn't able to contribute enough. The QSS got him out of range just in time so that the bubble didn't land. He didn't get locked up by that. That CC would have been enough. He probably would have gone down from that one.
Yeah.
Just amazing plays here from Ullum. So tricky on this Vayne. He's rewarded with an 11-3-3 scoreline.
Yeah, and now the inhibitor is going to be pressured at this point. It gets so tense to see a Vayne get 2v1 and then just come out ahead with a kill. That is just ridiculous to see the power, the dueling potential that Vayne has with that final hour. Condemn, her kit is phenomenal for fighting anybody in a 2v1 situation, most likely. And then the Silver Bolt procs add onto that one. If you have a lot of HP, will chunk you even harder. Just, man, Vayne is broken.
You almost have to wonder, though, if Irelia hadn't purchased 2.5 damage items, right? If she had gone for an early Randuin's as opposed to this lineup that we're seeing right now, would the story be different?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
The attack speed coming out from a Vayne at this point is just gonna negate what the Randuin's Omen would have done. There was a slow built into the Randuin on the active, but just the sheer power as well as the Silver Bolts just completely deny it, excuse me. And the attack speed that she has built, like I said before, just completely will shut her down. And the fact that the bubble missed and then she cleansed away from the Equilibrium Strike in that fight just made it so much better. Like, there's just so much Vayne can do. She can dodge away from everything with Tumble, just knock you back with Condemn. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep loving that moment. There's still 3 more games today, too. I don't even know why I'm getting so hyped.
Alright, so we got about, it's looking like 30-45 seconds left on the Baron buff here. They were able to take down the bottom inhibitor and do it significantly later. So their inhibitor is about to respawn in the mid lane now. I want to check with the timing. I didn't actually get the timing on when the bottom inhibitor went down, but I want to say that there should still be super creeps pushing down the bottom lane when the Baron respawns. And if that is the case, someone from Denial Esports is going to have to be there to make sure that the super creeps don't just push into the base. And if they send too many people or if they do it a little bit too late, that could be an opportunity for GGLA to try to dive back in onto the Baron one more time.
Yep, and we could see that one be the next objective for them. While they do shove out the super minions in the top lane, they're going to let the super minions build up in the bot lane for them on the side of GGLA to force Denial to look to defend that one. But all 5 of the members of Denial are holding in this mid lane, and Scuba Chris, hiding on the side, does get pinged on. They know he's over there. They might have... they might try to force a 5v5 from the side of Denial to get this fight, to get everything in their favor again, as Baron did fall off of GGLA, and we could see Denial try to capitalize.
Yeah, right now they're just playing the fact, okay, we have super creeps pushing in from the bottom lane. We can just group up in the mid lane and let the super creeps push in the base. You see, they're just stopping up the minions there, and they're able to take down that top tower. And now they were able to pull Tristana back away. She's going to have to go keep the base alive, and that'll be enough. The rest of Denial Esports is going to back away. They cede the middle inner tower.
Yep, and they also have a bunch of wards coming down from the side of Denial, so they know the path that they're choosing to take. While Bunny Fufu gonna ward through that wall. Pink ward coming out from Gleeblubber, gonna clear that one off, but it will not spot out the ward that Inox just walked by. And now the tier 2 in the top lane is going to fall in favor of GGLA, and they will get a 1 turret lead for themselves, and possibly look to pressure another inhibitor turret or inhibitor itself if they come out ahead in some kind of kills.
Yeah, now we're seeing the snap on that rubber band where Denial Esports were able to build a gold lead by taking down more towers, and then once those towers got answered back, once that extra Baron got picked up, we're seeing a pretty substantial gold lead get picked up for GGLA. Jarvan wanted to go for the initiation. They had the ball down on top of him, but they didn't think that they had the positioning, and he decides not to go in.
Command Protect with that EQ combination coming out from Jarvan would be huge. Gleeblubber getting chunked quite hard. Tidal Wave is going to connect with Ullum right now, and there is the engage coming in. 4-man person, a 4-man stun coming in with the Cataclysm and the Shockwave. Easy going to pop that. Zonia's Hourglass with the Slicing Maelstrom hitting everybody getting so low. Ullum is alive in the back though, does get the crit onto Nami. They're chasing down onto Flappy Bearfish. Can they get the kill? He does. Take him down with the crit, and that is going to be game. Triple kill for Ullum, and the inhibitor turrets are going to fall, and the Nexus turrets are going to fall, and so is the Nexus in a 5-for-1 trade.
And that was just beautiful play there by GGLA, creating so much space there for Vayne. Ullum was just able to continue to kite around the fight and just freely auto-attack and kill people again and again and again. Big shout out to Ultima Zero, I guess I should say, for a really impressive showing in his first game here in the MCS, and congratulations to GGLA taking down the win in the first game of the night.
Yep, and we will be right back, guys, with the second match for tonight. It is going to be Complexity Academy versus